All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Foreign and Domestic. And as you can see, I'm on location. So I had the pleasure of being invited to Insight Freedom's wedding. So that's where I am today. I'm with Insight Freedom. He and his wife have left for the evening, so they're going to go have their fun. But I'm here with you guys. So with that, we'll go to Alan. What's up, brother?
Oh, thanks, Scotsman. Been a very decent week for me. Seem to have a little bit of technical, but yeah, been a pretty decent week for me this week. If people don't already know, it is pig sticker week, so we've got the pig sticker right next to us here. I've got just a couple of things this evening, but other than that, I'll go ahead and shout out who we've got in the room at the moment. Do have to say that, apologize for being late. Not only do we operate on TR time, but we were dealing with the Scotsman being on location and getting some of the illustrious panel in the room. Right at the moment, the only participants in the list is Big Al and Kyle Lusk, Mr. Pop's Quest, Primal Outdoor Skills, Rob D, V-Borg's out there, Warsaw Patriot, and Willie Bullet Man. That's the participants list at the moment. So, yeah, let's get this.
And he's gone.
All right, we'll start going through the room. So we got Big Swede. What's up, brother?
Not a whole lot, man. A whole lot of sitting around on my butt doing nothing. I might, fingers crossed, I'm not going to talk too much on it until anything solid happens, but I might have a bite on the job front. So all your thoughts and prayers on that one will help out. So yeah, that's all I got, man. Awesome. Oh yeah, I got my pig sticker here, Joe.
Awesome, good deal. Hopefully that pans out for you, man.
Yeah.
Here's hoping. All right, we got Phil M. Rivers. What's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me. I brought a little pig sticker too, and I got stuff going off tonight, and so probably tomorrow morning I'll actually catch the video and put a stop to any new comments. So other than that, I'll get busy this week, I think.
Good deal. Good deal. We have the newest CZ convert in the room with us, and that would be Mr. Josh Benware. What's up, brother man?
What's going on, y'all? Not much. Just, I don't know. I really don't think I should say much because I've been posting videos every freaking day, so I think y'all have heard enough from me. But, yeah, just staying busy.
All right, good deal. All right. We're going to skip the next person because we're going to come back to him. Daniel, what's up, brother?
Well, hey, okay, first of all, does that count for a pig sticker?
If you encounter a very, very small pig, like a guinea pig, yes.
Have the pinky out? Okay, how about that?
That's a little better. That actually looks like what you shave with.
Yes, it is. Hey, thanks for the invite to get out tonight. I don't know how long I'll be able to stay up, but I'll hang as long as I can.
Appreciate you showing up. C-Max is trying to figure out his camera. We'll come back to him. Chico Wise, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, guys? Excited to be here like always. And let me see what I do. Recently, today, I just casted my first bullets. So I'm excited about that. And I do have my pig sticker. This is actually done by Prepper Madness in Insight Freedom's giveaway. I won this. It's a nice little pig sticker.
Nice.
So thanks for being here, side chat.
My
that is
pig
a pretty
sticker
nice
and my
out there.
I left my pig sticker in my dress pants. I was changed real quick and came downstairs and ran back down here trying to get this shit all set up. So yeah, my pig sticker is upstairs. I do have the old 357 pig sticker though, so you know that I think that
Go wrong with that.
I think that qualifies.
That'll take down a pig.
All right. With that, our special guest tonight is Jeff, Gone Wild 1. What's up, brother man?
Not much. How you guys doing? I'm actually kind of recovering from not feeling well this weekend, but feeling much better now. And unfortunately, I'm really surprised. I don't have a fixed blade in the house, but I got my largest folder. So I'm going to stick something with that one. Other than that, not a whole lot going on. Just trying to recover from whatever the hell I had.
All right. Well, hopefully you're feeling better.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You don't look too bad. The hair looks great. So hey, yeah. It's not about always how you feel, but just if you look cool.
C-Max, you get it figured out, brother? All right. I think he's still working on it. Hopefully he can get it figured out.
You still have it muted, Sky.
Oh, he's trying to figure out his picture as well. He's trying to get his screen up and all that good stuff. So, all right. So you guys saw from the title, hashtag guard every school, protect every child. Guys, if you don't know, Alaskan Ballistics, he started this movement quite a while back when all these school shootings were going on, and it's actually up for vote in the Senate and Congress and all that good stuff. So if you go to the description of this video, you can go ahead and sign that petition. And tonight we're going to go through the panel and get everyone's viewpoints on that as to what it means to them, why we should do it or not do it, and all their thoughts on that particular process and the things that we need to do in order to protect the kids of today. So guys, make sure you check that down below. I didn't get to send him the message until like 5 minutes ago that I was doing it. So he sent me a message like 4 or 5 hours ago. But obviously I was busy, so it's kind of I'm in cell hell as well, so it is what it is. So anyway, with that, we'll start with the newest CZ fanatic. Josh Van Ware, what's your thoughts on hashtag guard every school, protect every child, and arming teachers and all that kind of thing? What's your thoughts on that?
I think that we should have never even had to come to this. I think that in the first place, there should have been no gun-free zones, and we would have never had this problem in the first place to have to sign these petitions and do all this crap. There should just be no gun-free zones, and it's that simple to me. If we quit putting restrictions on teachers from being able to carry and making them go through all this bullshit just to be able to carry, I mean, I understand that it could be a liability if they're not the greatest shot or whatever. I understand that. But you take one shot at that person, that coward that's going up shooting the school, the second they meet resistance, they're probably going to off themselves or run off or something. You know, they're not going to want to deal with that. They just want a barrel full of fish just to shoot into, basically. So if even if the teacher wasn't trained, if they start shooting back, it's going to cause it to stop. And if someone gets hurt as collateral damage, that's better than 30 people getting hurt because nobody did anything about it, period, you know? And that's the way I look at it. I just think no gun-free zones would solve the damn problem.
I'm sort of on that same page. You know, the man that, and I won't use names, but everybody already knows, The man that came up with the idea of gun-free zones around schools is the same one that recommended using a shotgun inappropriately.
Yeah.
So it's just absolutely a dumb concept. Now in the area around my schools, we've got drug-free zones. Like that's gonna stop a freaking meth head from driving down the street and around the corner, whatever. Signs aren't going to change a damn thing. Legislation that is being put forth for this petition is what needs to happen.
Well, the biggest thing that people need to remember is they are criminals. So what criminal actually pays attention to the fucking law? None. All right. Anyway, before I get on my soapbox, Chico Wise, what you got?
Yeah, man, I definitely agree with like Alan and Josh said, man. Me being a parent of a child in elementary school, I definitely have worry and understanding about arming the teachers or at least some form of personnel within the school if they're mentally capable of doing it. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely on board. And I don't think they should force the teachers or the ones who don't want to be armed. But if they have the mental capacity and would like to go through the training to do it, I think they should go for it. You know, I don't agree with having to petition people to do it, you know, like Alaskan Ballistics had to do or other states are doing. But I'm definitely on board for that, man, because it's the world we live in is definitely crazy with all these soft targets. So
yeah, and that's a key point, a soft target. That is a key point right there. You know, all these places that are unarmed, automatically they're gonna get hit. Automatically.
Yeah, it creates a soft target. And why on God's green earth would we want to create a soft target at that is beyond me. That it's just dumb. And so putting an end to the gun-free zones is a major step. Giving the people that already have weapons permits that choose to do it, that choose to take that on. I don't see the problem in this.
No, and
there's some fight back out there of, oh well, what's a teacher going to do when a student accosts him? Well, I've been in physical altercations and gone hands-on with people and not pulled my weapon.
right.
You know, they just think that if somebody threatens them in any way, shape, or form, the first thing they're going to do is pull their gun out, and that's not the case.
And that's it. That's it exactly. I mean, most of us, well, not most of us, but a lot of us have been in situations where we could potentially have drawn our firearm but didn't. And we resolved the situation in other ways. You know, Big Sweet, I'm sure you got a million of them where you were in that particular kind of situation and resolved it in various different manners instead of drawing your firearm.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny. Savage Survival out there in the side chat brought up a point, and it's exactly the same point I was going to make on this subject is, you know, there's a ton of unemployed veterans out there that would jump at the opportunity to protect schools. They have training, you know, they've been in that type of environment before. So yeah, you know, if teachers, I think if teachers want to carry, they should be able to carry. But, you know, you got trained, you know, fucking killers out there that, you know, would jump at the opportunity to protect schools and kids. You know, you don't fuck around with kids, you know, around, you know, the military guys.
No, and the other thing to that too is that creates a lot of jobs for the unemployed military guys.
Absolutely.
That are out of the military and are struggling to find work.
Yeah, because you know, me personally, like the job I was in, like I have skills that translate into the civilian world, luckily. But you know, a lot of these guys that, you know, they're just infantry dudes, you know, what do they do when they get out? You know, a lot of those guys are the guys that struggle to find work. So I mean, that I think is a perfect opportunity for those guys.
Yeah.
I literally just spoke to a guy last night in the bar that his wife is actually the bartender, and he was an infantryman. He's done 3 tours, and he is having trouble finding work. I mean, the man was kicking indoors for a living, and he's having trouble finding work, and that's something that would be right up his alley. He went into the police trainings out here. He's gone through the police academy. He's trying to get into another uniformed position, and it's just not happening. Law enforcement doesn't have the funds to be putting more personnel on staff.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Big Swede, but you guys would not ask for a whole lot to do this job.
Nah, man. Like I said, you know, there's a lot of guys that out there that are struggling to find something, anything. So, you know, give somebody, you know, enough to, you know, give them a roof over their head and shit like that. And let me tell you, like you look at some of these dudes that go in and shoot up schools and shit. They're like scrawny little fuckers. You know, you put some big burly bearded veterans out there with guns, they ain't gonna mess around with that.
Yep. Yep. Guaranteed.
Well, and especially once they get to know these people, you know, you put the veterans in the schools, and it's not like they're not going to be talking to the kids. They're not going to socialize with them in any way, shape, or form. The kids are going to get to know these people, and they're gonna know that these are people that enabled them to be able to go to school every day, and, you know, do all the things that their parents tell them to do that they don't want to do, and everything else. That these guys went out and made sacrifices in order for them to have the lives that they have. And, you know, it's logical. It's just completely logical. And I have no idea why it's being pushed so against.
Yep. And I guarantee you, if there's veterans out there guarding schools, they're not going to stand outside while some fucking assholes in there shooting like some of these cops have in other, you know, shootings. They're gonna go in there and confront that fucking dude. They're not gonna just sit back and wait for backup. You know, that shit pisses me off too, because you got dudes wearing uniforms that are afraid to go engage a damn target that's shooting up a school.
Yeah, and a lot of times, unfortunately, a lot of times they're ordered to stand back and wait for backup. But I don't know about you, but if I was in that position,
yeah, fuck all that shit, man.
I'm fucking running that shit. I'm gonna run in there. And
exactly. Fuck the policy. Screw what the commander's saying. You know, at that point, because, you know, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go in there and save some freaking lives, is what you're gonna do. You might lose your job, but oh well.
Yep.
You know, my whatever job that I have is definitely not worth a single freaking life. So, you know, they can have my job after the fact.
Yeah, I don't understand how you can have the training and the means to go in there and confront somebody and stand there and do nothing. I don't get that mentality.
My thing is, how do you deal with that, knowing that lives were lost and you could have gone in there and stopped it?
Yeah.
But you stood there and said no because your boss told you to wait for backup. I'm sorry. Don't be a pussy. Get your ass in there and take care of business.
Yeah.
Phil, what you got, brother?
Well, I tend to agree with everybody here that's already talked, but my thought was that you need to ban the gun-free zones, first of all, foremost. and go from there. And I think arming teachers is a good idea for those that want to go through some training and learn how to use a gun. And the idea of using veterans is a great idea. I mean, you got unemployed veterans out there that would love to have a job, and it's something that they could relate to, something they've been trained to do. And it's just the sad state of affairs when you look at the fact that we protect everything else with guns, but at school we're just going to leave it wide open because we protect our banks with guns, we protect our politicians with guns, and we protect our celebrities with guns. Why don't we protect our kids? That's my question.
Yep. And you bring up a good thing too, because these celebrities are all going against guns, but they're protected by guns.
Exactly. Well, then give up your damn bodyguards.
Yep.
See how they act then.
Precisely. That's it. Jeff, what you got, brother?
I'm right there with everyone else. I think arming any of the teachers and staff that are willing to take on the responsibility, they should let them do it. The high school my daughter went to was patrolled by the, that was an area that was patrolled by the, I don't know what the word is, but anyway, the California Highway Patrol took care of that area, and the city actually paid a highway patrol officer to be on campus during school hours. There was always somebody armed there on campus during the school hours, which they never had an issue there as far as I know, but it made me feel better.
Yeah, and honestly, it doesn't cost that much to have one person, two people. It doesn't cost that much. When you think about what the potential loss is versus the cost of having 2 people, 3 people standing there with a gun that can protect the place and protect the kids, it's really not that much.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that about the cost. To me, you can't put a price on protection of a life, especially a child's life, my child's life. So I don't care how much it costs. You know what I mean? But it's got to be a whole bunch of parents or just citizens in general that get on the same page, especially like with this petition that's going on. So yeah, that's a good point that Jeff made about the cost, and you also, brother.
Yep. Daniel, what you got?
I'll say a lot of them. I agree with everything that's going on here. Many schools around me, they are training their teachers. But, you always got that one school that is not. Like, there's a school about 30 miles from me who fired their janitor because he grabbed a student by his arm when he was going after a teacher. And they fired the janitor because, you're not in a position of authority. And this was, a high schooler that was going after a female teacher. And a janitor just grabbed the arm and said, no, you're going to the office. So that's one problem that we got to get over. There's a few schools out there that are so liberalized, they believe in chaos. And that's what's got to be stopped. Around us, yes, they are letting the teachers carry, but you still got, and I kind of expect it to grow here in the future because liberalism, that mental disease, is catching, and it's just going all over the place.
Yeah, and Patriot makes a good comment out there as well. Patriot in the Dark, the amount of armed teachers that already have their concealed carry permit and are doing it already, is huge. We have a program going where we give one concealed carry class away every month for teachers specifically. So we're teaching them every month. We're always teaching one person that works in schools on that particular process and getting them their license and helping them out. But it's kind of cool that way. That's one of the cool things with the job I have. It's the job itself right now is a shitty thing that I have going on. There's a lot of BS, but there's a lot of cool things that come with the job. It's just things above that are really shitty. But the job itself is not bad.
And one thing that we can't help these teachers with is help give them some accessories for their desk, like maybe some various type of paperweights, some 20-ounce paperweight, 30 paperweight, or even 40-ounce paperweights.
Yep.
Well, what if the windows all break and they got really heavy winds? Well, then they can get the really crazy paperweight and set it right up there like that. You see that there, Scotsman?
I do.
And what if the power goes out? You need to see those kids. So, you definitely want to keep control of your class.
Yep.
But just to let everybody know, Alaskan Ballistics, those were some of the prizes that he sent out when he did his guard every school, protect every child. And I'd like to thank Land Run and Alaskan Ballistics for those.
Yeah. It's an excellent thing that they got going on. Alaskan Ballistics started this a while back, and it's an excellent thing. And I'm glad to see this petition out there. And hopefully it's going to get somewhere. Hopefully it gets through and things can change. It's a big deal. Big deal. So we all got to do our part and jump on that. If you guys can sign that petition and help out, please do so. And let's make it happen. Let's see what we can do and stick together as a community as we always do. All right.
HNX Media out there mentions to focus on the administrators. They're the minds that need to be changed, and that's a big factor because not only can it come down from the federal level, but it can come up from the school administrator levels as well. And even if they meet somewhere in the middle ground, it's going to be a fuck ton better than what we've got going on right now.
Exactly. A lot of times, and it's funny because one of the guys that works with me used to work in the schools, and he was over a lot of that stuff. And he talks about all the time about how these guys are not willing to break down one little bit. But if we can get them to break down just a little and give a little, that's going to make a big difference.
But I do agree that it has to be done on a federal level, so that the states can't go, oh no, we're not going to allow that, or the counties or whatever. But if they had the backing of some of the head administrators, it might be partially influential.
Well, I tend to agree and disagree with that statement, Alan. From a federal level, I think we need to get rid of the gun-free zones. But as a statesperson, I think you have to kind of let the states decide what they want to do. And I think that places like New York and California that are going to disagree with the feds coming in and doing that, they're going to have to answer to parents and the kids, I think. But I think you need to ban the gun-free zones nationally first, and then you can go from there and allow the teachers to be armed safety officers or whatever you have in the schools.
Well, it goes back to a video that I actually did for Alaskan Ballistics on this, and my opinion still stands on it. Is we have a federal law that enables us to be able to carry firearms. We have one, and it supersedes all state laws. Therefore, if it's a federal law, then the states can't say, oh no, we're not going to allow it to happen. But if we leave it up to the states, then it's just going to be insanity. Like, oh, well, I'm allowed to carry this gun in this state, but not this other state or this other state, or I can have, X amount of bullets in this particular magazine, but this magazine will get me a felony in a different state. That's chaotic bullshit in my opinion. And so that's why I think that it needs to sort of stay on the federal level. It just needs to be the actual one law that the feds made up about it when they established our fucking country needs to be enforced.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the problem. We've gotten away from that.
Yep. Real quick, C-Max looks like he's got in. So, hey, C-Max, how you doing, brother?
Pretty good. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Gotcha.
Oh, got it to work. Thanks to my buddy over here.
What's up, man?
How's things going with you?
Doing good. That's a lifelong friend.
Any updates with you?
Just doing the IDVO drip and the IVIG, trying to get to walk again. Taking lots of supplements are making me sick. Doing pretty good.
Glad you could make it.
Yeah, glad to have you, and you're wearing a very nice cap there, sir, by the way.
Glad to see you, C-Max.
What's your opinion on the guarding every school and having someone there protect the kids?
Posting up something that says it's a gun-free zone is for idiots. I mean, it's stupid. It's like criminals are not going to obey the laws because they're criminals. It's just simple as that.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people don't get that. They're already breaking the law by having a gun in school property. I don't think they really care about what they're doing. They're criminals. So, it's crazy.
Yep. They already have the intent that they're going to do it, and they don't care. That's simple. All right, so I think we will move on, and we have Big Jeff Gumwild 1 with us. It's the first time he's been able to jump in, so we're glad to have him. If you guys have any questions in the side chat, please throw them out there for Big Jeff, and we'll run through the panel. And any of you guys got a question for Big Jeff?
Yeah, Jeff. What is your current carry weapon?
M&P Shield 9mm.
I got one of them laying around.
Well, lots of guys love that MMPs, man. The MP shields, absolutely dig those things.
But home defenders M&P 40 right at the moment.
I like my M&P 40.
If you can't tell, I'm a Smith & Wesson fan.
Nothing wrong with Wesson.
I don't think the Scotsman would disagree with that.
Not at all. Not at all.
I know this is a CZ crowd. I should have broke that out, but oh well. I'm safe.
There ain't nothing wrong with a Smith & Wesson.
No, you're good with Smith & Wesson, brother.
Long as it's not a Glock, you're cool with the Scotsman.
No, you'll never see a Glock in my collection. Never.
Now to shift gears a little bit, there's another Czechoslovakian pistol that appears to be coming shortly to the United States, probably in the next year. And I'm going to go ahead and broadcast this here. This is the Alien pistol from Lago Arms, 9mm. It's currently going to be evaluated and possibly brought into the U.S. in 2018. If you notice, this particular firearm has a barrel on the lower, and the recoil system is up top. Very, very deep undercut on this dog. This thing looks really nice. It's from the designers of the Scorpion Evo 3. And so it's basically made by CZ or by the guys that have designed CZ. Pretty damn good looking gun, in my opinion.
Yeah, I saw a video on this yesterday.
It's gas operated, like an H&K P07 with a fixed barrel. And with the barrel being on the lower side of that, they're comparing it to the Chiappa Rhinos, but that's a wheel gun, as most of us or all of us should already know. This is very, very reminiscent of CZ, where it appears that the slide rides on the inside of the frame rail, and it looks pretty tight. I'm not sure if anybody else has seen this dog yet, but this is looking like a pretty nice 9mm that might be coming to the States shortly.
Any price point?
Don't know if it's going to be coming in under TriStar or if it would be coming in under CZ themselves. It's Lago Arms, Laugo Arms, and it looks just like a CZ, really, and it's designed by the guys that designed the Scorpion 3.
Anywhere in that article it gives a MSRP, Alan?
No, not at the time, and I'm suspecting it's going to have a pretty hefty price tag. It does look like it's probably going to be mostly aluminum lower. But then again, could be wrong. They could actually produce a partial polymer lower, but in this particular model, it looks like it's, let's see, it says currently a theory of the grip and the frame sight rail are aluminum and the frame is steel. So the lower is planned on being aluminum. 17 round mag, and it will take CZ 75 magazines.
How much is it? 2,500?
That they do not give us any indication about.
Insight's in the side chat. He said it's going to be probably around about the price point of a Shadow 2.
Yeah,
I don't know what that price is though. So
1,300.
Oh, ouch.
Hey, but that's an awesome looking gun for 1,300. That Alien. That's an awesome looking gun.
Yeah, the slide cuts on it alone, the frame rail cuts, the recoil system up top, everything about this thing is screaming Billy Badass to me.
Yeah.
Hey, Alan, real quick, I wanted to point something out. Insight wanted to make sure that you knew that I had your backdrop tonight. I just wanted to make sure you knew that you had the special backdrop tonight, courtesy of Insight Freedom.
Yes, it's absolutely lovely. It makes it look like you have blonde shoots coming out of your head. You know, I'm pretty sure Jan will like it quite a bit.
Yeah, WTF SoCal says take my money.
Yeah, but SoCal's got enough money, so that's not a big deal for him.
It'll never be on our roster.
He don't have jobs like he does.
Yeah, if that would ever make a non-free states roster is highly unlikely. But then again, it could get petitioned because it seems like it could be geared to be a competition gun. And so I think that some of the competition guys would like the advantage of the lower placed barrel.
No, just bear in mind, if you buy one and you get with Bald and Curious is going to tell you it's a piece of crap and then try to buy it from you at a highly discounted price. You got to watch Bald and Curious. He'll tell you it's a piece of crap, and then you're like, take this much for it. Bam. Got to watch him. He's a bad one.
Yeah, I just looking at that thing, if it runs, I would much rather take that over a Hudson 9 any day of the week.
Based off the looks of it, yeah. That doesn't look too bad at all.
SoCal spreading rumors you might be moving to a free state.
There you go.
Come on to the dirty South.
You finally convinced the wife?
No, more than likely he's getting a divorce.
It is marriage is the leading cause of divorce, though.
That is very true. That is very true. I found that out personally a couple of times.
I think beer is the second one.
Beer is good.
Beer is good.
Depends on who you ask.
So, Chico Wise, what do you got by you there, sir?
Kerry, CZP07. As always, it is loaded, one in the chamber. But I also got my car, my backup gun, car CW9, next to me also. And Betty Blue, she always next to me doing these chats. And this is what I did today. So I cast about 350 lead bullets. So I'm pretty excited. I'm new to the casting, so if that's what you were referring to, what I had by me, I gave you a lot of information.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey. How are you digging that? How are you digging that smelting?
It's different, but it's, you know, I try to take the safety in mind. You know what I mean? Be outside. Safety glasses. If you guys see my video, somebody had to remind me I had my safety glasses on my head. So, but no, it's cool, man. I like it. You know, I know everything's gonna be learning from it, make some mistakes, but that's what our community is about. Somebody, you know, at least pointing out if I'm doing something wrong or reminding me about some stuff. But that's what makes our community great. You know.
I don't know if you saw it on the end of your live. There was a side chat there, Chico, that said you got to watch the lead fumes getting into your air conditioning system.
Yeah, I seen that. I think Willie's still in the side chat, and I was like,
no, he ended up bailing out a little early.
He said that, and I was like, I didn't think about that. I was just trying to stay out the heat. So I'll definitely, if I do it next time outside, I'll get away from my AC unit, which, you know, is definitely possible. Anything's possible. So.
Or at least get something to vent it outwards, you know, vent it outside, something to suck up all the fumes but.
Well, I was outside.
Oh, you were?
I was outside, but I was beside my AC unit outside.
Oh.
So I believe they were saying it would go into the house, and which I didn't think it would, because the outside unit just produces, you know, the fans out there. I'm gonna look into that though.
Is it a 4-stair unit?
No, just a 2-story bi-level house.
No. I mean, is it a window unit, or is it one that covers the whole house?
It's a whole house.
Oh, yeah, okay. The whole house.
Then where it draws the airs is, you know, where your filters are at.
Right. I was thinking the same thing. On the inside of my garage is where that is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think you're fine.
Yeah, you're good. Appreciate
there. It. Okay, look, no one else is going to ask Jeff a question. I'll ask a question. Jeff, you carry open or concealed?
It's California, so concealed. They took away our open carry about 5 years ago.
That sucks. Are you an appendix carry gentleman?
3 o'clock.
Okay. I try to live it up. Nobody asks questions.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable with the gun pointing at my junk, man.
I understand that. Same
my
here.
brother appendix carries, and if that's what he wants to do, that's fine, man. Not for me.
So,
So,
Jeff, if you were standing
I got a
on the
question for
corner
you.
of Crenshaw and Sepulveda in Southern California, would you even worry about them fucking with you?
With my job that I used to have, I've been in that area many times, and it's not a pleasant feeling rolling through there.
So I don't know if anyone's ever asked you, but when and why did you decide to carry?
Good question. Well, I've only been into firearms for about 12 years. Actually decided about 5 years ago. And the reason why, just because, I guess. Nothing happened to where it made me want to carry. I just started carrying.
That was a question that I was kind of gearing up on. Is there a specific moment for any of you guys that made you want to carry? Because I know I have a very specific moment where I was like, I'm gonna buy a gun and I'm gonna start carrying. But did anybody else have a situation like that?
I did.
Well, I didn't actually have a situation that caused it, other than birth. But other so
All right.
so Josh,
Josh,
what cost
What
you?
was your situation?
Well, the city I live in at the time, I had a bunch of incidents going on, and for the most part, at my, because I have two jobs. One of my jobs is outdoors, and I basically have to carry bear spray with me all the time because I was always getting attacked by vicious dogs and shit like that. But the thing what made me finally go over and get the gun was in the city I live in. There was this guy. He was just going around robbing people. And kids, elderly people walking through the park, just random people. He would just go up to them and pull a gun on them and demand everything they had, their shoes, their jewelry, their wallets, their phones, everything. He would take everything from them, and they would give it all up to him, and then he would still shoot them just for the hell of it afterwards. And he did that 10 times in 1 week in my city. And I was like, fuck that, I'm getting a fucking gun right now. Like, that was it, because I don't know. I can't stand the thought of being helpless, and that's just screwed up. So that's what kind of pushed me over. There was a bunch of stuff already, but that's what actually pushed me over. That point right there, I was like, screw that, that's enough.
Yeah, just to be able to defend yourself, knowing that crimes are out there. People will ask me, why do you carry a gun? So because I'm realistic and I know that crimes occur and they might occur to me or somebody around me or my family. Just because I have it doesn't mean that I'm going to immediately go to it. But if I don't have the tool to do the job and need that tool for the job, I'm going to be screwed. So that's why I carry.
Anybody else got a moment?
I don't have a moment, honestly. I'm kind of the same way. I carry because you never know when you're going to need it. And I have many other means of defending myself and other things that I can do. But having a gun on me is just something else that if I'm not able to not take care of the situation without using it, then I have it to use it if I need it.
I guess mine was when I was working second shift, and I'd come out in the parking lot, and people were getting out from the bars and stuff, and they would come in our parking lot, and they would meet there, and then they'd ride to the bars or whatever and go bar hop, and then they'd come back and get dropped off at their cars, and they'd be out in the parking lot when we come out of the building. And it's like, wow, that's kind of crazy. You know, you got drunk people hanging out by your cars and stuff, and it's like, you know, this ain't right. So I started carrying a 357 with me, and it's like, well, I feel better now.
Yeah.
HNX Media makes a comment out there. He carries a gun because throwing bullets by hand is far less effective. So you've experienced a high point.
Yeah, mine was shortly after I joined the military and I moved to Arizona. And I'd always been around guns growing up, like target shooting and all that shit. But I lived out in the middle of nowhere in Pennsylvania, and there was like no crime to speak of at that point. It's different now, but so carrying never really was a big thing to me. And I was 18, 17 at the time anyway, so I couldn't go buy a pistol anyway. But after I turned 21, I was a motorcycle rider, and I was out riding a bike, and I pulled up to an intersection. It was 2 lanes in each direction, and I was in the right-hand lane. There was a car in front of me. We pulled up at a stoplight, and a van pulls up next to me and stops next to me. Didn't pull all the way up to the line, just pulled up next to me. And I don't know what it was, but something just, hairs stood up on the back of my neck, and I was like, that don't seem right. And all of a sudden that side door of the van slung open, and a dude jumped out with a baseball bat. Luckily, there was enough room between the car and the curb where I just gunned it and got away from there. But that day I went home, I was like, I'm going to buy a gun because this town is fucking nuts.
Oh.
And this was broad daylight. They were getting ready to jack me in broad daylight,
Jeez.
And that happens a lot more frequently than people have any clue about with motorcycle riders.
Mm-hmm.
People will jump out, take you off the bike, and take your bike and be gone.
Wow. Well, that's crazy. There was a question for somebody out here. I can't find it now. There was a question.
I got a question for C-Max. So, number one, I'm going to ask you the same question, C-Max. Why do you carry, and what got you into carrying? And number two, follow-up question, since you are a reloader and you've gotten many other people in the reload, including myself, what first got you into reloading, and what was the bug that got you to where you're at now with all the stuff you have, all the equipment and everything else that you have going on?
Well, I was born into it. My father was a gun collector, so I came upon that pretty honestly. I've been shooting since I was roughly around 5. I claim 5, maybe an earlier time. I don't know. But reloading, I started reloading because I joined the gun club and I was shooting a hell of a lot. I already had a press, but I've been jawing on me for years to learn how to do it. So I finally did. But I've got a question for you guys. It's kind of a legality question. Who carries their own reloads protection? I do not.
I do not.
Does anyone?
No, I do not, and I would not.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I've heard that's bad.
Yeah, you made extra lethal rounds when you shot that guy.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely heard that. So I mean,
There's
I've got
a lot of controversy on that one. A lot of times you'll hear people tell you make sure you use stamped brass, so they can't say that you manufactured it. Personally, I don't reload anything that is personal defense ammunition at the moment. I may in the future, but I haven't messed with that yet. Everything I do at the moment is all target loads. So.
Yeah, I reload for target shooting. I carry one-day critical defense. in my carry weapons.
For as cheap as I can buy the federal HSTs, I'd rather buy them than put them together because I can buy them way cheaper. And
yeah, the HST is beat out the 180 and the 380 auto only. So I do carry the HST in my 380s.
Well, it's like modifying your carry gun. I've heard stories where you shouldn't do that either. So
Yeah.
the only thing I do is change out the sights.
Reps.
but remember, when you change those sights, you're making it better. So when you went to shoot the guy, you're better on target.
Yeah. More lethal.
Well, it's
You're more lethal.
your trigger, giving it a trigger job or something, because then they're saying, oh, it was a hair trigger designed to kill someone.
What everyone needs to remember is quite simply this: that prosecutors ought to get you no matter what.
Exactly.
And if they have the slightest thing to use against you, they're going to use it against you. They're going to take everything and run with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of I've heard a lot of people say, like, find out what your local police carries as far as ammunition and use the same thing that, when they ask you why you're using it. Well, that's what the cops use. So
WTF SoCal mentioned out in the side chat that he carries the same ammos that the local sheriff's department does.
Yeah.
And that's a very valid point. I don't necessarily agree with some of the modifications. Now, when it's extreme modifications, that's another story. If you're engraving "kill 'em all" on the side of your gun or something, that's gonna
smile and wait for the flash.
That's gonna throw some flags. Yeah, that ain't gonna hold up too well.
That's right. Look here.
Yeah.
I saw a video from a lawyer. I forget the name of the channel now. It's a lawyer channel on YouTube, a gun lawyer. And he said that you don't want to use a pink gun or a purple gun.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Anything that's different or anything you definitely don't want to have the skull and crossbones or the Punisher symbol on it. That's just asking for trouble from a prosecutor.
Yeah, they're gonna go ahead and run with whatever they can against you.
There's something that a lot of people don't take into consideration. I was speaking to my attorney. He's like a top attorney that works for our program, and he was saying if you look at conviction rates for firearms, there's actually specific firearms that have higher conviction rates. Like, for example, the 1911 has the highest conviction rate of all firearms. And it's partly because of the fact that the prosecutor says, well, look at him. How was he carrying his gun? Oh, it was cocked and locked, and the whole jury's like, because they don't know crap about guns, So certain guns have higher conviction rates just based on that. Also, like carrying a gun called the Judge. Oh, you thought you were the judge, stuff like that. There's a lot of things that to take into consideration whenever you pick your firearm.
Just like you're saying, it's how they portray it too.
Exactly.
Like carrying judge, how you portray it makes a big difference. But their whole job is to prosecute.
Yeah, discredit you.
So they're gonna do whatever they can and use whatever they can against you to get the job done and get their money. That's what they want. They don't care.
Yeah. Plus it goes on their record. I mean, ultimately they're looking to advance their careers, and the more convictions they've got, the better it looks on them.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're not a person to them. You're a fucking number.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Now, is modifying a carry weapon gonna prevent me from that speculation portion of it? Is it gonna stop me from modifying a carry weapon? No, not precisely. I've shown numerous times my LC9S Pro, and I've also shown modifying that particular weapon. Did I do anything absolutely insane with it? No, I didn't. Not in any way, shape, or form. Did Did it make the firearm any more lethal than it was prior? Not at all. It's just as much of a firearm as it was before, and it's a lot better than a pointy stick.
Well, I
there's
mean,
also that.
you take an Old Smith, for example, an Old Smith revolver. Those single action triggers on those are already exactly almost like you'd expect to have someone do a job on it, because they're so smooth and so light that you'd think someone had worked on it, but they haven't. So what's the prosecutor going to do with that? They're going to use whatever, again, they're going to use whatever they can. They're going to look at it and go, well, yeah, that's modified gun. Well, it's not modified. It's just a damn good gun. It did what it's supposed to do, But that's how they think of it. That's how they look at that kind of stuff.
But on that point, even the lowest level expert in firearms can tell you the difference between a double action and a single action strike from a revolver on the primer. So that's another thing to take into consideration if you put it into single action,
Yep. If you have enough time to, then you have enough time to decide whether or not to take the shot.
That's the argument they'll make. Yeah.
Yep. You had enough time to decide whether or not you wanted to take that shot, and you had time to aim because you had time to put it in single action.
Hey, Live for Wild's asking a question. He said, what firearms insurance do I work for? There you go. U.S. Law Shield, or as we call it, Texas Law Shield here in Texas. Still in uniform.
Mad Sex is
That's
out there.
amazing they give janitors such nice uniforms.
Mad Sexy's out there, and he's asking if you guys have any beers that you want that you can't get.
Sorry, what was the question?
Is there any beer that you want that you can't get, that's not readily available?
I would definitely have to make a list and probably email it to him.
What about the side chat? Anybody got anything they want to respond to Mad Sexy's question?
That, or if you guys have questions for Jeff, remember Jeff's here. It's the first time he's been here, so if you guys have questions for Jeff, throw those questions out there.
Jeff, do you reload?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay.
That's something I want to get into. Just haven't saved up the funds for it yet.
Okay.
Well, you're in trouble because you got SoCal next to you, so SoCal is going to make you spend a lot of money.
Yeah. I was looking at reloaders one of the times we went to the range, and I think it was a Lee, and he goes, "Oh no, you don't want that." And he walks over to the Dillons. I'm like, "Uh-oh."
One for every caliber.
Yeah.
Yep.
Warsaw Patriots asking Jeff out there if he likes AKs.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I've never shot one. I've never shot a real AK. I do own a 22 caliber AK, but I doubt if it's anything like a real one. So I don't have an opinion on it.
Now, he also asked earlier about the lock bullet buttons and mag catches.
Yeah, I saw that question, and I think I answered it in the chat. But yes, our modern sporting rifles are required to either have a locking magazine on it, or it can be featureless. The bullet button is actually null and void anymore. But yeah, we do have to have it compliant in certain ways.
Yeah, and I feel really bad for what what California government has done to its residents on that entire platform. I don't like to call it a platform, but that type of rifle.
Yeah.
It's absolutely pathetic. You can't have an actual grip on it. You can't have just a regular magazine release. You can't do.
Well, it depends on how it's set up. Now we can have. Okay, there's a list of items that are considered evil features, which is an adjustable stock, a pistol grip, a vertical foregrip, and a flash hider.
Jeez.
Now, if you want any of those items, you have to have a magazine that locks. It cannot be ejected with a regular mag release unless the upper and lower receivers are separated.
So would an SKS be legal? Because it's only a 10-round magazine anyway.
Does it have a pistol grip?
No.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with
I believe the SKSs are legal.
Yeah, they are.
I think so. That's what I was thinking, because they're only a 10-round magazine.
Yeah, SKSs are illegal, and so are M1 Garands.
And Saigas are legal.
If we go the featureless route, which means no flash hider, has to be a compensator, one of those stupid fin grips, and a fixed stock, then we can have a regular mag release.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't live there.
Look at you.
I got a question for C-Mex, if you don't mind answering.
Yeah, go ahead.
What was your first caliber ever reloading?
9mm.
Okay. See, I don't feel that bad. Everybody gives me shit about reloading 9mm.
Follow-up question. Why 9mm and why not something else? And what was your second caliber that you went to and why?
Oh, 9mm just because I was shooting. I've got like 15 9mm. Then I went to 38 just because I've got so many 357, 38 revolvers. That was my second caliber.
What was your first rifle caliber?
223. I don't do much rifle, mainly pistol. I've got all the stuff, I just hadn't done it. I've got the dies and everything for 308, 30-06, 7mm mag, 7.62 by 39. Something else I can't think of. But I haven't been in there. I've just about got to where I can get to my bench again. So hopefully I'll be cranking something out here soon.
Take your time, brother.
Yeah.
I definitely been praying for you, man. Your videos definitely helped me. You know, I was watching a video for like the second time yesterday about you had like the 20-year-old primers.
Yeah.
They probably were older than that, but they went off. And a lot of people don't understand. As long as you keep that stuff out of the moisture and the humidity and store it properly, it works. So
yeah, the date should be pretty accurate on that because I contacted the manufacturer, CCI, on it. So I thought that was real interesting. And then the large versus small 45 ACP primers.
yeah, I seen that one also.
I don't know if you guys ever saw the video that he did, and it's still one of my favorites to this day, and it's not even reloading related. But Chris did a video where he took a bunch of different gun oils and pieces of metal and went through and tested them over a year to see what would work and what wouldn't work and how they turned out. And to me, that was very, very interesting and very, very cool. And I still use that to this day when I'm selling gun oil.
There's so many good oils, it's hard to pick. So I was like, what the heck? Let me give it a shot and see. And I just left it and left it and left it. And they all did really well. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem using any of them.
Yeah, I think C-Max got me started with the community by interacting with me on my videos. And he was like the first one to actually started commenting on my videos, and I started watching different stuff and commenting on different videos and found out how the community works. So he's the one that really got me going here.
Good dude.
Yeah, he C-Max is cool, man. He when I first started, he was answering my questions and sending me emails and answering my emails back and forth. So it was really cool. You know.
Yeah, my niche is kind of getting people started cheap. That's where you don't have to spend a fortune. You can, you don't have to.
Yeah.
And it's easy to want to, but you don't have to.
So real quick, Daniel has to leave because his vagina hurts. So Daniel, would you like to do an outro since your vagina's hurting?
Hey, I can't argue that statement because that's what I typed. Yeah, thanks for the invite, guys. I'm going to be listening here on the side, but I got to lay down. So I'll still be playing, but I'm just going to be in the side chat.
Well, that's good to know that we can continue to talk crap about you and you won't be able to respond.
Oh, I'll respond, but every time I get more and more ticked off, I think about not, handing this to Scotsman. No, okay. We'll talk later here. We'll be getting together.
All right, brother. Take care.
Thanks, Daniel. See you, brother.
Have a good one.
So we got 45 watching. I'm looking for questions. Any more questions for anybody on the panel, especially Jeff or C-Max, guys?
I actually got a quick question for Jeff. There is that on I guess on your right on your dresser there. Is that a cigar humidor or is that some other box there?
No, that's actually has wristwatches in it.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I couldn't tell from the picture, but kind of looked like a cigar humidor for a second. So wanted to
No, my cigar humidor is over here on the other side.
Oh, well, hey, there you go. So what do you enjoy there?
My favorite cigar is Acid, the Blue Label Acid.
Mm-hmm.
And right now I have some Victor Sinclair's. Pretty good smoke.
I'm a cigar guy myself, so just caught my eye.
Yeah, I used to get all my cigars for free, but it didn't happen this year. My sister-in-law works for a company that puts on all the conventions in Las Vegas, and when the cigar conventions come rolling through, she gets all kinds of free samples, but it didn't roll through this year. So I'm back to buying them.
Always good to have friends and family in the industry.
Yeah.
Real quick, 7 is Enough is out there, and he's asking to make sure all you guys comment in the side chat so you can sub all you guys.
Yeah. Thanks for the sub, brother. He subbed me.
Yes.
Hey, sorry, go ahead, Alan.
Yeah, I actually met 7 just the other night. Met her on AOK Forging and Adventures. Her it was Tack's birthday stream. And yeah, 7's got a cool channel. She's got a good channel going on out there.
I see a question out there that's interesting that caught my eye. Michael, I cannot even say his last name. I'm not even going to butcher it up.
Signs, rather.
Right. He said, what's the cheapest caliber to reload? I'm no one to be answering that question. So I would say the most person who can answer that question is C-Max, but it probably depends on a whole bunch of variables if you have materials or not. That's the only thing I can answer about.
Yeah, generally 9mm is about the cheapest way to go. 38 probably right behind it. There again, depending on what bullet you want to push out, and, what kind of velocities you're wanting to get, but 9mm brass is free. It's everywhere. So that's why it's typically the cheapest.
I got a video coming out in Chico. This one's for you too, man.
Cool, bro.
I did. I made one already, but I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna combine the two.
You might be a reloader.
Yeah. I'm gonna combine the two because I got here and I'm hanging out with Insight, and before I'd even got my foot in the frickin' door, I got this big ass box
Full of brass.
and you guys will see what it'll be. But yeah, I got this big ass frickin' box, and he hands it to me, and it literally is like,
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with C-Mac said. 9mm brass is everywhere. So, and Michael, that will depend. I guess if you're talking about materials, you still got to think. You got to think about a press if you want to reload, and you don't, like C-Mac said, you don't have to start off with like a press like this. I definitely went kind of all out and went on the expensive end just because I pump out volume, but a smaller press would actually work, you know, especially if you're starting out. So
and you can pump out volume with a tart press too.
Definitely can.
That's what I started with. I started with a tart press, and I can knock out a ton of 9mm super quick.
Yep.
Once you get a rhythm going, and it's just getting that rhythm. But again, have plenty of light in so you can see what's going on, checking your powder, checking everything else, and making sure it's all set properly. But once you get that rhythm going, that's it. It's on.
Yeah.
And you just knock it off.
And
But
I'll say
you have to develop that rhythm.
And I'll say if anyone is interested in reloading, and if you're not doing it now, start saving your materials. So basically, I had been saving brass for the 2 years prior to I bought this press. So every time I go to the range, I'm picking up all my brass and people next to me brass, as long as they don't say nothing to me. You know what I mean? And started looking for primers and bullets and powders. I bought powders before I even bought this press, just because I knew what I wanted to reload. 9mm is my main carry weapon. That's what I own a lot of. So, you know.
And I did the same kind of thing, but I didn't do it with 9. I did it with 44 because I shoot a lot of 44.
Yeah. 44 brass is pretty expensive too, right?
I saved all my brass.
Yeah.
And
44 brass is
at some point in time, so I saved all my brass, and there's a few people that have sent me brass, including C-Max handing me a huge box of 44 brass, which will be getting used here pretty soon. I am switching up the press here to 44 mag pretty dang soon, and I do have 500 bullets getting ready to get reloaded here pretty soon on the 44 mag, because the 44 mag is coming back in action here pretty dang soon.
Well, I got plenty more of that brass.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn through it pretty quick. I got a lot of shooting to do with that 44. So.
And the good thing about that is it uses brass.
Yep.
Well, Dirt Road did a video a while ago. Actually, it was a semi-series of videos where he was breaking down what it was costing him to reload 9mm. And then he started getting into casting, Chico.
Yep.
And as soon as he was getting into casting, I think he broke it all the way down to less than 3 cents a round. And so he rounded up.
Yeah, to 4 cents.
To 3 cents a round. Once he was actually doing his own casting.
Yeah. That's where you can save the next amount of money. But personally, I just don't like to handle lead. So I've always gone with just plated bullets.
So, Chico, have you looked into doing any powder coating?
Oh, yeah. I definitely have the powder coat. Either because if anyone knows, whenever you're doing when you cast, I can't run it. Well, I could, but I'll mess something up in my barrels. I can't run these bullets without either a lube or a powder coat. Then I'll start having lead fouling in my barrel. So I am going to be doing powder coating on these bullets. This is just a 9mm flat nose, 124 grain bullet. That's normally what I shoot, but this is what I casted today. And So I'll definitely be powder coating.
Chico, if you haven't already bought the powder coat,
I have not.
hit me up tomorrow and we'll talk.
Cool, definitely. Yeah.
Eastwood Powder Coating Company is literally right up the street from me.
Oh yes, yeah, definitely. I definitely will, bro. And I've loaded up powder coated bullets that some guys in our community has gifted me. So if I don't know if y'all can see that, that's a 9mm. It's just a 9mm.
Hold on. Where's your lavender bullets? There we go.
that's courtesy of the Scotsman. He had brother Kyle cast these up for me. Him and Jamie. Jamie's in the side chat. JH586. So yeah, man, powder coating definitely is the way to go. And I buy commercially from not Academy. I buy from Academy too. That's where I buy my primers. But Acme, and I think they use a high-tech coating. It's similar. It's different than powder coating, but it definitely will protect your barrel. So I will be powder coating though, Alan, to answer your question. Yes, sir.
And for any of you guys that are out there in the side chat and watching right now or watching on the replay, if you haven't checked out the Reloaders Network, the reason that Chico Wise, myself, and a whole bunch of others have gotten things is because as a community on the Reloaders Network, we help each other out. Chico got those bullets because I reached out to Kyle and was like, hey, Kyle, dude, Chico says it's a little light. Can you hook a brother up?
I don't know if you guys can see those.
And he hooked the brother up.
Definitely hooked the brother up.
We try to help each other out, and we all try to surprise each other and poke fun and do what we do. But it's a community, just like it is here on YouTube. So we try to help each other. If you guys haven't checked that out, make sure you do. CMAX is a great resource here. And I can't thank that man enough for all he's done for me and helped me out with when it comes to reloading and answering questions. And just being a good friend in general. It was my honor and my pleasure to meet him last year at the farm. And it was awesome to hang out with him, and we shot the mask. And I can tell you right now that you can see it on his face. C-Max has a big smile on his face because when we shot that mask, that was the pride moment for him when that mask got thrown out the field and we shot the shit out of it.
Yeah, I hated that damn thing. If I had to go through that again, I don't know if I'd do it or not. Ugh. Hated that thing.
Well, there's a question out in the side chat. I bought some reloading equipment used, and there was a Lubomatic in there. Anybody ever use that?
Yeah, that's for lubing up lead bullets.
That's HNRE 42. Hey, brother. He's a good dude.
When I first got into reloading, I shopped. I was like, cast bullets got to be cheaper. But as I got shopping and realized I had to do the lube and everything else, plated was the way to go for me. I've done nothing but plated bullets since then.
Robin Jones has been asking if Chico, if you've been sizing those bullets or not.
Yeah, I haven't sized them yet, but it's to my understanding that I will size them after I powder coat them. And I could be wrong. I'm gonna get some advice from the Reloaders Network, and if you guys familiar with Kyle Lusk and JH586 and a lot of those guys on there, Uncle Jim, those guys definitely know more about the powder coating than me.
Yeah, powder coat them and then resize them.
Then size them, right? And Jeff, if you can, I don't know, can you comment in the side chat? I'm sure it's a lot of people that want to subscribe to you, but I don't think you've made a comment in the side chat because they can't find you like just by clicking on your picture.
Oh, okay.
And Saint, I don't know. Can you also see Max?
Yeah.
Just say hey, and them guys, everybody in the side chat, if they're not subscribed to you and can see your awesome videos that both of you gentlemen do, they could definitely subscribe to you and find out what our community is all about.
Yeah, and then that goes for anyone on here, including Chico and Phil and even frickin' Josh Benware. And you know what? Josh has stepped up a little in my book. He's got a CZ, so I have to give him credit. He got rid of the Glock, stepped up the plate, so I got to give him some credit. So Josh, you have some credit, man. Awesome.
Hey,
and
still deciding. But I am leaning this way. It is, man, I'll tell you what, man. I've been shooting that a lot, and I went back to shoot this old Glock, and I didn't like it as much. So, yeah, I am leaning towards that CZ. Another 500 rounds, and I'm making my decision. I got a few more testings to do, but I'm leaning towards the CZ. It's nice.
Well, it
So you
not
got
only
a
is it
two-tone.
nice, it looks nice. I mean, it looks better than that other thing, for sure. And you know, I wasn't that worried about it with the first shooting video that you turned out with it. You brought up a number of very valid points. That your lighting was bad, and it was one thing. You know, a couple of different points that you had brought up. And I'm just like, you know, just give it a little bit more time. You'll get a little bit more acclimated to it and start to like it a lot better. If you've noticed, I've had the P320 in my hand quite a bit this evening, but the CZ is also very close. You know, it's hard to get away from these things. Once you've had the CZ in your hand, it's pretty tough to get away from these things.
It's extremely tough. It's extremely tough. Real quick, Eagle Eye's out there, and I guess he jumped in late and was wondering what's behind me. Eagle Eye, I'm in Tennessee, brother. I'm hanging out with Insight Freedom. He got married today. I got invited down here, so I drove all night last night to get here for the wedding today, and I've been hanging out with him all day long. And we're probably going to go to the range tomorrow, hopefully, and do some shooting. So hopefully we'll get out and do that and have some fun. And then I'll head back home on Tuesday to the BS that is the BS.
Well, you will have something pleasant to go home to, Scotsman, just so you know.
You know, I got a lot of shit that I got to deal with, not just work related. I got other shit I got to deal with too. I got a video that's going to be coming out here pretty soon, and I'm probably going to piss off some people when I post it. But you know what? It's an honest fucking review of what happened with this company. And I'm not going to say anything until I do the review, but I'm telling you right now, if it pisses you off because I made it and because of what I'm going to say, then fuck you. Because it's straight up honest. I've told everyone from the day I started this channel that I will be honest with everything I do and honest in all my reviews. I will tell you everything that happened from the day I sent my firearm out to the day I got my firearm back.
Uh-oh.
And it is not good. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm beyond pissed. I had to take it to a gunsmith, and the gunsmith is in the process of trying to fix it. However, I got a phone call from him yesterday, and that was not good either. So it's not going to be a good review for this particular company. It's going to piss a lot of people off that I know that I made friends with when I first started YouTube. But at the end of the day, when that company didn't step up and do what they're supposed to do. So it is what it is. I may lose some friends there, but fuck it. I don't give a shit. I'm going to be honest and do the honest review. It is what it is.
That's the way it
There's
should
so many
be.
good firearm companies out there not to do that.
Yeah. You know, I sent my firearm out to a company based off of someone else who sent their firearm out, and based off of what they did and who they are, I took the chance and did it. And now I got fucked.
Hmm.
We'll leave it at that. We'll not get into that. We'll get into that in the video when I make the video. That's coming here soon. I'll have my gun back from the gunsmith this week. But that video will be coming out. And you guys will see it. Like it. You don't. It's fine. But it'll be honest and to the point, and I'll break everything down just like it happened. Because that's what I said from day one. It's going to be an honest fucking review. So the work they did itself on the outside of the gun is awesome. But what happened internally and everything else is beyond bullshit.
Uh-oh.
Brother Allen, any way you can run through the side chat to shout out the participants?
You're talking inside and outside. I may know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you probably do, and it's not pretty.
Well, that's too bad. Sucks.
Currently, there's Big Al, Duckville, Missouri, Eagle Eye shooting handy camper, HNRE 42, HNX Media, HRM Weapons Machinist, JH 586, just in time prepping. Joran, I'm sorry, I always mispronounce your name. Mike Joseph, prepping to endure. Rob D, Robin Jones, which just put out a video of her reloading room. 7 is enough. Vosh Matrix is out there. Warsaw Patriot, WTF SoCal. That is the current participants in the side chat.
You know,
All right, guys. So we'll run through the room real quick, and we'll hit the road. Before we do that, real fast, guys, make sure you check out the beginning of the chat. If you didn't and you're watching the replay, go back and watch the beginning. Links are in the description. Links are out in the side chat. But hashtag guard every school. Sign the petition. Help out if you can. Sign that petition, and let's make that happen. Let's make that a reality. With that, we'll go through the room. We'll start with Tactical Swede. What you got, brother?
As always, man, thanks for the link. Love hanging out with all y'all. You made a good point there about honesty, man. Like, I think it was Coda Boy put a video out a couple days ago talking about shills, and the way I look at the people that I like really follow and watch and respect are the people that are just honest. Like ordinary dudes that just tell it like it is. They're not taking money to say something about something. And I mean, I think that stuff is pretty pretty easy to spot. So you can tell who the genuine people are. Everybody on this panel, I can say that. So I love hanging out with you guys, and I respect all you guys. Yeah, that's all I got today, man.
Awesome. Thank you, brother, for showing up. Much appreciated, as always. It's always good to have you. Phil M. Rivers, brother, what you got?
Thanks for having me. I appreciate being here. And I'm going to do a little self-promoting here. We got about a half hour left to get a VR in if you want to do a VR for the 500 sub giveaway. And I will shut that down later tonight or tomorrow morning, whatever I get around to it. And I will try to get a video out on the winners. Probably not until Thursday, though, because I got some things going on until then. But I will get it shut down and get it a video hopefully posted with the winners on Thursday. So until we
all right. Well, before you say anything else, what is in the prize pack and what's going
on? We have a BSA 17.8. I forget what it's called. 17 scope, and we have the $50 Amazon gift card from the Crazy Scotsman, and we have a 10x42 binoculars Bushnell from BEM Tactical. And I thank you guys for the adders, and I appreciate that. So that will all go to the VR winners, and we do have some Glock stuff for the just comments. If you want to comment, Glock me on the stuff on my video.
I'm pretty sure Josh removed his comment.
I thought he was paying it forward.
And with that, we'll go to Josh. What you got, brother?
Shit. I'm actually trying to quit posting so many freaking videos. That's never been a problem. I've always been trying to, think of ideas for videos, and now it's like, man, I keep posting videos every freaking day, and I'm probably driving y'all nuts. So, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep on testing the CZ, and I'm really liking it. And also, I should have my Saiga converted and back in my hands. I got the new red dot and Midwest Industries side mount, all sorts of crap for that. So, got all that coming up. So, yeah, probably plenty of videos coming up. Gonna be busy. So, but I'm gonna try to space it out a little bit more. Thanks for having me on, guys.
As long as people are watching, don't worry about it.
Yep, that's it, man. Just be you. Do what you do, man.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. That's the biggest thing is be real. Jeff, what you got, man? We have a quick question for you too. What are you planning on doing for Halloween?
I was actually invited to a party at family member's house, and I just don't know what I'm going to do for costume. Because it is a costume party, so don't know.
All right, so guys.
Well, from what I've seen in an earlier comment, you can go as Fabio.
I'm not blonde.
I was thinking
you guys all heard it live. If you have a suggestion, go over to Gone Wild 1. Number 1, sub his channel. Number 2, make a comment and tell him what he needs to dress up as.
Oh shit!
Werewolf.
Oh, there's a good one right there. Eagle Eye, Sammy Hagar.
Sammy, he's got a concert coming up here pretty soon, this month.
Yep.
Well, that's probably an easy costume. You just walk around with a bottle of tequila, right?
Yeah.
It might not be a cheap costume, though.
Tom Araya, SoCal. If you don't know who he is, he's the singer for Slayer.
That's a good one right there. All right, C-Max, what you got, brother?
Not much. Just going through treatments, wanting to try to reload and go shoot as soon as I can. But so I get walking again. I can't do much of nothing. Really sucks.
Yeah, and guys, just a quick reminder: hashtag Help Our Brother still out there, and that's both for C-Max and for EdUSAF. They're both suffering from cancer, so if you can donate, please do so. Right now, there is Milsurp Mike is doing the SKS giveaway.
Wow.
So if you guys donate, you will get entered into the SKS giveaway. And then coming up here pretty soon, I have something else planned, but I'm going to let this giveaway go through, and then we'll jump on to the next thing. But the SKS is pretty badass. So if you guys don't have one for $10, you could get an SKS. So that's a pretty damn good deal.
Yeah, it is.
But you also get to help a brother out as well. And, if you guys don't know C-Max, or if you don't know EdUSAF, shame on you. Fucking shame on you. You should. And that's all there is to it. Shame on you. Get to know them. They're damn good people, and heck of a part of this community and what we do here. So, and I can tell you, after meeting the C-Max last year, he's a very humble man, very, very humble man, and I was pleasured, very, very happy, and it was a pleasure to meet him and shake his hand and get to shoot with him and have some fun. So, with that, we will go to Chico Wise from the Dirty South.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, guys, in the side chat, it's always a pleasure being here with you guys, interacting with you on the side chat. I'm always thrilled to be part of this panel. We got two awesome guests with us on the panel, Jeff and C-Max. So, like the Scotsman said, if you guys aren't familiar with C-Max, y'all need to go to hashtag help a brother out. You can definitely find his page. And more than anything, Milsurp Mike is doing the SKS giveaway, which is an awesome rifle. If you guys aren't familiar, check him out. And I know more than anything, C-Max appreciates the prayers, because prayer goes a long way, especially when we all unite in prayer as one. You know what I mean? Praying for someone who's going through something. So,
huge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, thanks for showing up, guys. And I appreciate all you guys, definitely all my panel members and everyone in the side chat. So, that's it from me.
All right. Thank you, brother. Alan, what you got, man?
Well, I don't really have anything planned as of yet, but I'm really glad that we had such a great panel tonight. C-Max, I pray for you and your family every single night. I'm really glad to see you this evening. Glad that we had such a great panel. Had a great side chat as always. Little out of control, but we got a lot of blue wrenches out there that know how to do the work. So
Blue Wrench Mafia, baby.
Other than that, keep the magazines loaded and one in the chamber.
All right, guys, and appreciate everyone showing up. Appreciate Jeff and C-Max jumping in. It's awesome to have them on here. Hopefully they'll be able to jump in again sometime soon.
Yep.
Guys, if you ain't subbed to anyone in the panel, please make sure you do so. Support them, help them out, make comments, ask questions. We're here to help you guys if we can.
Yeah, ask questions. If you got any kind of startup reloading question, don't understand a die or something, just drop me a line. CMaxArms@gmail.com. I'll be happy to make a video for you or whatever I got to do if I don't already have one made.
Yep, and he will do it, guys. He's done it in the past for me. He's answered all the questions I ever had and helped me out a lot. So trust me, when he says he will, he will. All right, so with that, guys, I appreciate everyone showing up. I'm sorry it was a little late tonight. I was on location, and if you guys don't know, that's just for Alan. That was for Alan. Insight wanted that in the picture. That's for Alan. All right. That being said, guys, appreciate y'all showing up, and we are out of here. See you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Woo!